Hello, hello. I know that you might be listening to this later and it is not going to be Good Friday, but I had to come on and be live with my people today to talk about the importance and the vitality and the virality of being one in community, one under the Spirit, one as a connected body, and what that does for your business, but also just the prosperity of your life and your being. And so I'm going to open up with 1 Corinthians 12:12, and it's talking all about one body and many parts, and the importance of us actually operating as the body part in which we were intended. So it says the body is unit. Though it is made up of many parts, and though all of its parts are many, they form the body, one body. And so it is with Christ, for we were all baptized by one Spirit into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, slave or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink. And so now the body is not made up of one part, but of many. If the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not be for that reason to cease to be a part of the body. So the reason I'm sharing this specifically and how it relates to your business and how I want to see your life transform is a multitude of things. One, are you connected to the body of the people, the believers that are connected to you right now? Are you utilizing each other's strengths and gifts? Are you truly creating momentum into the force, the macro purpose of your life by taking micro steps into that macro understanding? It is so critical for us to operate within the gifts and the blessings that we've been given and the resources that are already within us and around us. So if you're a hand, stop admiring your feet. If you're a hand, stop admiring the ears and the eyes and the voice. You're intended for the thing that you are meant to do. Who you are called to be and who you have created to be is uniquely you. And yet you stand in comparison, and it is a trap to your momentum. And it's harming the rest of the body. I'm operating without a hand, I'm operating without eyes, I'm operating without feet because you aren't standing boldly in the purpose of who you are intended to be. And so I say this, and it sounds crazy maybe if you're thinking about it from a business perspective, but if you think about collaborations, if you think about resourcing your community, if you think about actually bringing in partners, we all want to be a one-man show. And yet entrepreneurship is not intended to be that. I cannot do all the things, hashtag, right? You cannot do all the things. Burnout exists. And you're not operating in your fullest flow, which we've talked about before here. And so it's this rhythm, this orchestra, this explanation of an orchestra. You think about all of the different instruments. If it was just one piece, it would be a duet or a silhouette. I don't think those are the same words. But if you think about it, right? It'd be a solo one-man show. And though one man might be able to play a multitude of instruments, he can't play them all simultaneously. Not well enough. As when a band and when an orchestra gets together, you feel a new momentum. You feel a new vibration. You feel a new frequency. It overcomes you. So today on Good Friday, I was thinking specifically about this idea of the body and how we actually have choices, even still, this free will that God gives us, this knowing that we have a choice of goodness as the body, or we can choose to harm. And so what are you doing? What creativity, what momentum, what collaboration are you putting into your life or allowing in your life that is not actually propelling you to the place of goodness? When he came in on the donkey a few days ago, everyone praised him. And by the power of a collective force, a collective body that was moving towards the negative, everyone jumped on a bandwagon, essentially, towards what would eventually lead as the purpose of our lives, the purpose of our greater spirit, right? The whole reason that he sent his son to die on the cross for us. But I think about how sad I'd be, how brokenhearted I'd be to see this connective momentum towards what is negative, towards what is evil, as he went to the cross and took on the burdens of the world and the pain of the world for my sin, for a lack of standing up, right? He was betrayed even by his dearest friends, by his dearest body parts. They didn't show up. And that's okay because we know the outcome. But is it okay for you? Is it okay for your life? Is it okay for your business? Is it okay for your home? If your head and your heart are not connected as one, if your head and your heart and your feet are not connected as one, if your head and your heart and your feet and your mouth are not connected as one. So stop living in a moment of comparison. Stop jumping on the bandwagon. Stand within your purpose and stand within your identity because your being matters. Your sound, in comparison to the orchestra, it's needed so critically, so vitally. And we need you to be all that you are called to be. Whatever that looks like, resourcing the beautiful community that's likely already around you and the gifts, talents, and resources that have already been given to you. I pray today and always that you stand in that authority. You stand in that knowing. And if you're in the process of still trying to figure it out, don't let the bandwagons deter you from what is good and what is righteous and what is noble and what is true. So what part of the body are you supposed to operate in? What are your spiritual gifts? I just hope that you explore that a bit and you put it into action today. And know that as I operate, perhaps as a voice, perhaps as a heart, perhaps as a head, perhaps as a foot in your life, that you take advantage of the thing that is you. Are you the stomach? Are you the gut? Are you the head, the heart, the brain? All of these things, they actually play a role within a business entity. I am not the creator, right? I might be the visionary. I am not the developer or the tech guru, but I can utilize it for the thing that I am called to do. Stop trying to be a one-man show and stop being distracted by the other shows that are going in the wrong direction. Praying for you today, always.